Yo, 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 yo. I'm in my car. I think this is my studio, my podcast studio. I love it. I'm parked at a random park near my house because I didn't want to do it in my driveway. But watch, listen to my toes crack. Oh, I don't think they cracked at all. Um, Welcome back to everything. I've got so many things to talk about, and I've decided that I need a really good way to recount events. Because there was this thing that I saw on The Rookie, the TV show on Netflix, I'm going to say. And it's the way that they describe suspects, and they use an acronym GROUT. So gender, race, overs, unders, and task. GROUT. And so that's how you describe a suspect if you're on the phone to the police or in a witness statement or something. So, say, like, if I was to describe myself, if I was robbing a bank, which I'd totally never do, but if I was, I'd say, yeah, so there's this guy. I mean, well, if I was robbing the bank, I wouldn't be calling the police. But, like, if I was watching myself rob the bank, I'd say, I'd say white male, so that's arg out. But I guess that's just not how you do it, sorry. But, so, male, white, overs, he's got a white Hawaiian shirt on with grey shorts, and he's currently robbing the bank. Where was this going? Oh no, yeah, so that's how I want to describe events. I need to come up with some sort of acronym that really quickly helps me recount what I've been doing, because every time I tell someone what I've been up to on the weekend or in the last week, it's just a mess of thoughts and my current emotions about the event, but I never feel like I really convey it comprehensibly. So I need to work on that. I'll come back to you with that one. I'll post it. It'll be a cool acronym. But for now, this week, my God, so much has happened. When I was younger with my family at the dinner table, before we'd eat anything, we wouldn't say grace because we're not religious, but we'd start with gratefuls, which was just a few things that we've been grateful for. We did it every day, so I guess it was things that we were grateful for each day. And we don't do it anymore, but it was a really great part of my childhood. I haven't really put much effort or emphasis on gratefulness since I was younger. My mum's always said to practice it, and obviously it's just a good thing to do. I just haven't gotten around to it, which is a terrible excuse, but I think it's really great. So I want to do that before I say anything else. And I've got a lot of things to be grateful for this week, because I just went on the most amazing trip out west to Mile Park Botanic Gardens with the whole Coexist team and a lot of other people, and I got to meet all these awesome minds that honestly only could have come to me through Coexist at this stage of my life. It was mind-blowing how in sync everyone was. Even though we had all these different things in our life going on, we all had these different stories. We ranged from, I was the youngest, 19, up until, I think, the oldest was 28. And, like, a lot changes between 19 and 28, as you probably know. But we were just so on the same page. It was awesome. And so I want to thank all those people, and I'm going to do it individually because they all deserve it. And I might be feeling a little over-emotional right now. I just got off call with my friend, and she told me that I was one of the most, or the most emotional person she knows. So I'm going to embrace it. But I want to start with a guy that I met there called Beau, Beau. He just seemed like a really chill and cool dude to start with, and that was awesome. And so we got speaking really quickly, and we went on a walk together with some other people, but him and I just had a chat, and he opened up to me, and it was so cool, because he fully opened up to me. Like, we hadn't had like a deep chat before that, we'd just spoken, so he didn't really have anything to base me off. He didn't, I mean, not that I saw, but he didn't really have anything to warrant opening up to me like that, which was really cool and mature of him, because it shows that he is very self-aware and comfortable. And so he told me about what's been going on in his life, and he's been through some stuff lately, but he had a really good outlook, and he was trying to come back from it, and I wish I'd done more of what he's doing when I was going through my stuff. He's 23, so he's at a different stage in life, but it was really nice. So thank you, Beau, because you were just like the easiest friend I've ever made. You was probably the least social anxiety I've felt while making a friend. I honestly don't think I overthought anything. It was just cool from the beginning. So props to you, man. And then we've got Jack and Ben. Jack and Ben were brothers. Jack was a botanist. Absolutely loved plants. It was crazy. Every time I thought I had him visualized of how much he liked plants, he just somehow liked them more, and that was really cool. He knew so much. It was crazy. And his brother Ben was also awesome. He is working in cybersecurity, so nothing to do with the whole coexist scheme, but he personally has some really awesome principles, and him and I bonded over some shared experiences. They were fun. Yes, we had a great chat in the pub. He opened up. Again, I wasn't aware of a reason, but he opened up really well and really easily. So good on him. Good on you, Ben. Yeah, those two were awesome. They were brothers, but it felt like I was one of their brothers as well. It was just so easy to make jokes. We went down and swam at a dam at one point over the weekend, and they came late because they missed the car down to the dam, so they had to take a 10-15 minute walk. So when they arrived, it was funny, but then they got in, and I was still the only person in. Everyone else had already been in and got out. But then it was just us three, and it was so funny. We were just joking about everything. And again, it was just effortless. That's what a lot of the weekend felt like. It was effortless, which is something I don't normally feel with social situations. Like, obviously romantic relationships play a lot on my mind, but even friendships, they're just so hard normally. But all of this was so easy and fluid, so I think that's a massive reason why this weekend stood out so much. And they were just like boys. It was awesome. It felt really cool, and yeah, made me feel like a child. I am a child, basically. So yeah. And then, who else? I'm just thinking of the order to do it. Talitha. Absolutely confused the hell out of me with her name. Because I've known a Talita, I've known a Talisa, I've known... No, that's all. But Talitha was like... I don't really know, it just hurt my head. Actually, a few names hurt my head. But yeah, apart from her name, she was an awesome person. Her name was awesome as well. But she was really cool. She was only a couple months older than me. Actually, maybe... No, she was 9 months older than me or something. but she had done so much traveling. It like she'd just come back from a trip to Peru and Argentina with her mum and her boyfriend, and it was crazy. She had just done so much, and I looked on her Instagram, and she'd just been to so many other places before that as well. And she'd had all these really awesome experiences that normally I hear from people who have been backpacking for years and are in like their mid-20s or something. But she's just turned 20. Yeah, so good on her for travelling. And she was really nice. She fit in really well. She was awesome to be around. Me, her, Bo, and Lauren all hung out quite a bit. We all ended up in the same place at the same time quite often, at the pub, in the car, multiple times. So that was really cool, us four. We had fun. And actually, it wasn't just us four, it was Lorenzo as well. Lorenzo, oh, he was a beautiful man. He's an Italian, and he's a herpetologist, which I learned is someone that studies snakes. Or reptiles. But he was working on snakes specifically, and looking at the viper. I think the evolution of venom in vipers. I probably got that wrong, but he was really cool, and so him and I were very adamant about finding a snake. I never found a snake. He found one a couple hours before we left, and I wasn't there, which, oh, that was so sad. But he had a good time, which was awesome. And he said that he wasn't normally a social person. In fact, he normally hated people, but he fit in really well, and he opened up, and Jeff, the caretaker of the property, said he'd noticed that some of the people that were shyer to start had, by the end, opened up a lot more. And originally I thought he might have been talking about Lorenzo, but since the start of the weekend, Lorenzo was really open and really chatty and friendly, so I don't know. He just didn't really ever come across as someone that was shy. Like, you could tell he was probably introverted, but he was just, like, so... That's the theme. He was effortless. Like, he just did, and he was so cool. And there was Lauren, who I kind of went into business with on the Eco Village project. She actually was the one that ended up making me go. Or, not making me, she got me to go. She texted me, and I was like, oh, okay, Lauren's going, I should go. And we had great chats. She's like a big sister to me now. I started questioning all my plans, because I'd had a bit to drink at the pub, and I don't know, everything just wasn't feeling perfect. Most of the time it feels like all my goals are exactly what I want to be doing. And obviously that's not 100% all the time, but most of the time it's pretty good. But I don't know. I think it was just being surrounded by all these people who knew exactly, well, obviously they don't, but from the outside and from a shallow, like, perspective, they knew exactly what they wanted to be doing in life, or they knew exactly what they were doing. And especially being around Kurt and Lauren, who both do and share a lot of the things that I want to be doing, and seeing them so progressed in it. I don't know, it didn't make me question my ability, like, it just made me question if it was the right thing to be doing. Like, if it really, really aligned with me. Because those two are so good at what they do, but I'm not like them in those ways. So it just kind of made me backtrack and think, well, if they're really good at these things and this is what they're doing, and I'm not as good at those things, then should I be doing something else? I don't know, that's a really not intellectual look at it. That's such a shallow view of it, but yeah. Lauren was awesome. She helped me chat through some stuff and calmed my nervous system down for a bit, which is awesome, so thank you, Lauren. And who else? There was Tommy. Tommy was Kurt's housemate. I don't really talk to him much, but he seemed kind of cool. He, I'm not sure if he was like fully there for the trip or he was just there because Kurt made him. He didn't seem like he was there because Kurt made him. Like he seemed to be joining in, but like just the literal reason I wasn't really sure. But Tommy, you were awesome. You were cool, man. Who else? Oh my gosh. Riley and Josie. You two were really cool. I'm gonna be completely honest because that's most of what this is about. But I couldn't tell if you two were siblings at first. I was like really questioning because I swear I'd seen your faces before. I actually had seen Riley's face the week before. While working on the market stalls for the Sunny Coast Farms, I gone to this ginger farm, Sunny Ginger Co. And when I'd pulled up, all I could see were the workers. I couldn't see the guy that I'd gone to meet. So I asked them where he was, and Riley was one of them. So I actually had seen his face, but I swear I've seen it more. So they were a couple. They weren't dating. I mean, they weren't siblings, which, thank God. But they were really cool. I didn't get to talk much to Josie, but she seemed cool, and she seemed to know what she was doing in life, which, not literally doing, but she seemed to know her purpose, so that was cool. And Riley, it might have been a misunderstanding, because we were talking over the fire, and he said that he wasn't 100% sure where he wanted to go, and I just made a joke about becoming an eco-terrorist organization, and I said, oh, well, let me... My microphone just turned off. I'm not sure what this sounds like now, but hopefully it's good. But yeah, so he came up to me after the campfire and he was like, yeah, man, we can talk about all your projects and all your stuff in the morning. I'm really tired now, but yeah, I'd love to talk to you about it. And I didn't mention it at the time because I wasn't really sure, but I'd been referring to becoming a terrorist. But we ended up just talking about my actual stuff, which was probably for the best. And yeah, he was really cool. And we had a actually really deep chat, and he seemed really chill. And yeah, Riley, yeah, you're cool, man. I mean, I'm going to come back to the ginger farm sometime, so I'll see you around. But if not, I'll see you at some sort of coexist thing, and I look forward to it. Who else was there? Obviously there was Kurt, but I don't want to get to him just yet. He's his own man. Well, yeah, Kurt. He's just a beast. He doesn't own. He runs Coexist, and he's so funny. He openly talks about his ADHD, and I don't know. I don't like to put labels on it, but he is just so constantly active in his mind and his wit. He's so quick. Yeah, he's so quick. Whenever he gets told something, he's able to recount it in such like an entertaining and gripping way. Like whenever he's told a fact about the property, he then can tell someone about it and get them all excited about it. And he did that multiple times with us. He got us all interested in the seed bank, and at first I didn't really care. Like that was just me being brain dead, I guess. But I'm sure there were other people that weren't overly interested in it. But then he gave us all this introduction to it and talking about all the benefits of it and the history of it. And we were all into it and we were all exploring the room. It was so cool. He just has some magic ability to grab the audience. So he really is made for this line of work. And I think he mentioned that his teachers used to say that he was going to be a leader one day, and they were definitely right. He is built for it. He's crazy. So, And the whole weekend is credited to Kurt and Coexist as a whole, so well done, Curdy boy. And, wait, I can't forget someone, so I'm going to pause this. I'm not going to edit it, don't worry. I'm just going to pause it so I can think about if there's anyone I've missed. Oh my gosh, okay, there was someone I'd missed. Holy dooly mooly. Okay. Alright, well, this is like a bigger conversation, but Kells, the night before the weekend, so, well, it was Thursday night, Kurt called me up, and he was like, can you take this woman, Kells, to the weekend, because she doesn't have a car, and she needs to get out there somehow, and she really wants to come. And I was like, yeah, sure. I had no idea who she was. He just told me that she was from a park in South Africa, which I have to talk about that as well. But, yeah, so, I don't know. It was just this random person, and I was like, yeah, because, like, why would I say no? And so I picked her up Friday morning, and we got chatting, and she was awesome. Like, her and I gelled so easily, and, again, the whole theme of it was just effortless. It was just such a sick car ride. Like, it was a 5-hour car ride, and we had so much fun just chatting and talking, and then even a thing that I judge relationships on is if the silences are comfortable. And the silences with Kells were fine. Like, it's so nice. I bet you know what it feels like. When the silences are just fine, like, they're just okay. You're just comfortable being silent. It's not awkward. It doesn't feel like you have to fill the gaps. It doesn't feel like you're being bad or the person's boring or you're just a disappointment to your parents and your grandparents and all your generations before. You can just be silent. And that's really nice. And we should do that right now. It's okay. Just be silent. You don't have to fill the gaps. And so she spoke to me about Africa, because she grew up in South Africa, and she was there until she was 19. And she just came back from working back in South Africa. She moved to New Zealand and Australia, and then she went back to South Africa as a conservationist in the Kruger National Park. I think it's northeast of Johannesburg. And she was working in a camp that was run by this guy called Craig, who was actually her brother-in-law, or ex-brother-in-law. And they worked with the Black Mambas, who are an all-female anti-poaching organisation. And she wasn't, like, directly a part of it. That's why she was working for a guy, because they're not, like, fully a part of the Black Mambas, but they're helping doing all, like, the day-to-day stuff in the national park. So she was going around doing research on the wildlife and protecting them and getting them out of situations, and it just sounds so cool. And I'm actually going to be doing that. So it was really awesome to have her be my car ride mate. It was some work of the universe. And so she told me all about each animal and about the camp I'd be staying in. And just her humour was so awesome. So thank you, Kells. Not only, but definitely one of my top picks as a carpool mate in the future and from now on. But yeah, through that, I'm going to Africa, just as a heads up. I'm going to Johannesburg, I'm going to the Kruger National Park, where she was from, because the world is tiny, and Kurt got in contact with Craig, her ex-brother-in-law, and then she didn't even know Kurt yet, and she was looking at Coexist, and Kurt had got in contact with her brother-in-law, and then she got in contact with Coexist, and then Craig told her to get in contact with Kurt. Oh my gosh, there was just so much. So that was really cool. But Kurt called me up last week, and we were chatting, and he said, oh yeah, I'm going to Africa. If you can afford the flights, you can come. And I was like, what? Like, that's so random, and I've never been to Africa, and I can't really afford it. But I did it. I mean, I didn't do it. My mum did. My mum paid for everything. She is amazing, and I'm going to pay her back, but she gave me the money for now, and it's not a once in a lifetime, but it is a life-changing opportunity to go to the African wilderness for 2 weeks and work with the animals, with the locals, doing frontline work to protect wildlife and the environment. So thank you to Kurt, and massive thank you to Mum. Love you, Mumble. Yeah, so it was nice getting to ride with Kells and getting to learn all about it before I go over. Definitely a huge coincidence. I'm very happy it happened. Yeah. On the topic of Kurt, though, I'm a bit confused with myself, because I admire Kurt so much. He's only a year older than me, but I look up to him massively because of all he's accomplished and him as a person. But when I'm actually with him and I'm interacting with him, I don't reflect that. And it annoys me. Like, even in the moment, it annoys me. And I wish I could just do more to, like, fulfill how I want to react. Or not react, how I want to interact with him. But I just feel, I don't know, maybe it's just, he's just such a bright star. I think I'm constantly comparing myself to him, and I just feel very lackluster, because he's just very magnetic. And yeah, he's got a lot of practice, but it's just him as a person. So obviously, comparison is the thief of joy, and I should stop comparing myself. But I just wanted to tell you that my reactions don't reflect my thoughts, kind of. Cognitive dissonance. There was a topic I was going to talk about, but it deserves its whole own episode, and it's a very vulnerable topic, very, very taboo, not something that most people would ever mention in public, let alone on the internet, which can't be removed, really. So the whole topic of that episode is just going to be vulnerability, and I really want you to listen to that one, because, well, you'll learn a lot about me, but it will also help you just realize that life is just life. Just be. There's no need to think about. I mean, it's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm just recounting all my self-awareness events. But, like, life is, everyone is, just is. It just is. There's definitely better ways to word it, but just being vulnerable is so good, and it just helps everything move so much quicker. Relationships, projects, conflicts. If you're just vulnerable and say what you're thinking exactly, and that's what I've been practicing a lot lately, and it's kind of what I'm practicing hardcore in these episodes, is just saying exactly what's on my mind, because I think my thoughts are a lot more put together than my words make it sound. I think somewhere in the translation I get a bit mixed up, and I want to change that, because again, I'm comparing myself to Kurt, but he just seems to put it all together really well. But just open up. No one's going to judge you. I mean, no, everyone will judge you, but the people that judge you negatively, they just aren't meant for you. And, like, why would you want to be around people that don't have the same dreams and values and principles as yourself. It just doesn't make sense. It's like my whole life in my relationships, because I've had so many fucking girlfriends, it's always trying to be who they wanted me to be. Not forcibly. They didn't maliciously do that. It was just how I perceived what they wanted. And obviously I'm single now, so it didn't really work. And now I'm being a lot more authentic and just relaxing. And I've found all these cool people that... I mean, the whole thing is just that the weekend was effortless. Because the right people you'll just find. They just come to you. The universe just does it. It's crazy. You stop trying and everything comes to you. It's really obnoxious sometimes. I was talking to Bo about this. Like, everything just always works out. And it's a really, really entitled, bitchy thing to say, but sometimes I just wish that stuff would be a little bit less perfect. Obviously, if it were to be that, I'd want to take it back, but like, that's just bitch me again. But everything just works out all the time. It's like, maybe it could just be a mindset thing, but I recommend just sitting back, not losing your ambition to do stuff, still striving for what you want, but not forcing anything. And the universe just bends down, kisses you on the forehead, and it's like, here you go, Tate. Have everything. And then I would respond to the universe like, ugh, yeah, give me something fun to do. So then I go and try and fuck up my life a little bit more by cutting my arms or doing drugs or something like that. And then it still just works out fine. And that's why I'm saying it's a bit obnoxious. Like, the universe can't take the hint, but I also shouldn't be giving the hint. I'm really stupid for even trying to do that. I should be really grateful that everything always works out. And I am. I love it. It's really beautiful to watch. So thank you, universe. My plans, I'm a bit confused with them. I don't know, this is what I was saying earlier. My poppy field project plans. I just don't know what's perfect. And I'm going to listen to myself from 10 seconds ago and stop forcing things. I'm going to go to Newcastle for this protest. I'm going to go to Africa. I'm going to be in the moment. I'm going to do all the work and get as involved as I can, and things will just work out. Because I feel like I've been forcing things for the last couple of weeks. And it's not fully where I want everything to be. But neither are my plans. So everything will just work out. Thank you, Tate, from 2 minutes ago. That's alright, Tate. I love you. I love you. And I've got some guilt. I have been going around to the Sunny Coast farms and asking them if there's produce that I can sell for them. And I went around to a few of them and they said, yeah, they were going to give me some on consignment and I'd sell it and then I'd give them the money back just so I could promote the poppy fields. I didn't want anything out of it. They actually, the Sunny Ginger Co. but they highly recommended that I give myself some profit, which hadn't even come to my mind because I just wanted to use the exposure. But that was really nice of them. But now I'm going to Africa and I've got this Newcastle thing, so I can't do a market stall until January, and I feel really fucking terrible about that because I've just organised all this stuff, and I said to one of them that the first market would be end of November, start of December, and then I've gone and booked an Africa trip. So I really do feel bad about that. And I don't feel like I'm committing to what I'm saying I'm going to do. Even though Africa is such a huge opportunity, and no, but this is their lives. Like, Sunny Ginger Co. are struggling massively because of the imports into Australia of ginger from Fiji. The urban farm in Maroochydore, the guy who runs it, Simon, he's amazing, and I'd consider him a friend. And I've helped him out, and I said to him that it'd be happening soon, and now I'm going away for so long. So I'm not feeling great about that. But I've booked the flights, so I can't do anything about it. And I still want to do it for them. I just feel like Africa is such a huge opportunity that there isn't much that I would choose to prioritize over Africa. And I hope they understand that. But I understand if they don't. Because this means a lot more to them than it does to me. Because, well, not that, I mean, yeah, it means more, but it just affects them a lot more. Because I could be helping them and hopefully making sure they stay in business. Yeah, it kind of just goes against everything that I said I wanted to do. But we move on. So I think I'll end it there. But as my outgoing call to action, I'm looking for sponsors. I've written next to this note, sponsorship, bracket, not beating around the bush, bracket. I'm not gonna try and sell it or sugarcoat it. Kurt can do that for me if he wants. He really knows how to sell everything. He's amazing. But I need a sponsor. I would love a sponsor. This trip to Africa has cost a lot, and it just keeps somehow costing more. Travel insurance, accommodation, it just keeps adding up. And I'm completely broke. I've spent all my money on my tyres for my car. God, I nearly died the other night because this woman turned into my lane and I had to slam my brakes on. So my front tyres got fucked, so I had to replace them. And even then I needed Mum to help me out with that. And Mum is, we got some money from my grandparent, but still, Mum helped me out so much. So I want to give her back something. So if you are a business or you know someone that has anything to do with the type of stuff that I'm going to be doing in Africa, I'm doing conservation work. I'll be out in the wilderness, being active every day, hiking, trekking, learning, doing good work. I'd love to represent, endorse, promote a brand. A Sunny Coast brand or a Queensland or an Australian brand would be absolutely ideal, but if it's anything else, that's also amazing. I'd love to make content for a brand and show their products in action, because I think that would be really cool, especially some outdoor gear companies. I think it would be such a good opportunity because I'm on the front line doing some of the most down-to-earth, real action that most people will ever do. So I think it would be a really good opportunity for a brand, and I just want to help pay my mum back. So any financial backing would be amazing. I just can't wait. It's going to be so cool. It's not a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but it is a life-changing opportunity. So if you want to sponsor me, I'd love to do that. You can contact me on my Instagram. There's so many ways to contact me. I'll be there. I'll respond. I'd love to talk to you. And I'd love to endorse your brand, because if you're anything to do with outdoors or sustainability or environmentalism, conservation, I'm there, and I'd be happy to work with you. So, on that, Buenas noches. It's 10:40. I'm boiling. I'm sweating. I'm going to go home and have a shower. And thank you for listening. Another episode will be out very soon because I want to talk about that vulnerability thing and emotional intelligence, because I'm kind of questioning mine as of late. I thought it was really good. I still think it's really good, but I also think it's really, really terrible. Especially my self-regulation. My emotional regulation is absolutely horrific, and I'm pretty sure that's why I'm on meds, because I just can't regulate my thought processes or my emotions as a result of them. So, I'll talk about it, and I'll try and figure it out for myself. And if you have something, you can help me figure it out. And I'll talk about that very vulnerable topic, and hopefully that'll help you open up to other people, because vulnerability is the way to fast-track relationships, conflict, and projects in the world. We should all start being a lot more vulnerable. It helps everyone. So, I love you. Thank you for listening. John Horton Park 3 voice recording is now coming to an end. Buenas noches.